Good morning, everyone. I am so glad that you have decided to join me for circle time today. Let's figure out what day of the week it is. The last day of school we had was Tuesday. Wednesday, so today is Thursday. That's right. So let's move that rainbow arrow down to Thursday. There we have it. And let's figure out what about the month here. So who remembers the name of our month? Yes, it is January. So let's go ahead and count those numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What comes next? This one's a little tricky. Yes, 20. And let's figure out the picture. Snow person, hat, mitten. Snow person, what comes next? Yes, a hat. So we have a number 20 with a hat on it. So that was yesterday. That was the 4's class day. So let's figure out the next one. 18, 19, 20. What comes next? 21. All right, let's figure out the picture. Snow person, hat, mitten. Snow person, hat. What's next? Mitten. Yes, so we have a number 21 with a mitten on it. All right, so let's say the whole date. Today is Thursday, January 21st, and the year is 2021 or 2021. All right, so now we need to figure out the weather. So you're going to look out the window at your house to see if it is partly cloudy, cloudy, sunny, windy, rainy, stormy, or snowy. All right. And we also need to figure out what it feels like. What's the temperature outside? So you'll step out your door to feel if it feels burning hot, hot, warm, cool, cold, or freezing cold. All right. And also you can ask your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa to look on their weather app to see what the temperature is in numbers. Okay. So we have been talking about winter, right? And this week we've been talking all about animals in winter, right? And last time we read a book called Animals in Winter, it told us all different things about what animals do in the winter, right? In the book it talked about that some animals migrate. That means they move to a different place where it's warmer for the winter. So there's lots of birds and remember some butterflies that do that. It talked about hibernating, which means animals sleep all winter, and it had some animals that do that in the book, right? I think one of them, let's see, I'm trying to remember what all they had in there. I have a few different books about this. Oh, woodchuck and some bats, right? Like to hibernate. And then we also have animals that adapt, right? They know how to take care of themselves during the winter, so they stay around. Squirrels are one you see a lot of, right? And in the fall, we remember squirrels running around with nuts and burying them in the ground, right? So they'd have food for the winter. So squirrels are one of those animals that adapt. They know how to take care of themselves in the winter. So I have another book today in our mystery envelope. Let's find out what it is. All right, so this is called In the Snow, Who's Been There? So let's find out what this book is about. It is cold and quiet on this winter morning. Cammy, do you want to go sledding on the hill by the old school? William asks. Sure, Cammy says. Mom says we can put out some corn for the animals on the way, William says. And you can see there they go. And when I read this to the forest class, I called that a sled, but I guess it's actually a toboggan. So I didn't know that. Miss Minka is not from Michigan, so some of this stuff I don't know. So, but if you look on their toboggan, they're pulling behind them, they have a big bag of corn to feed to the animals. The children walk up the lane and cross the township road. They follow an old trail into the woods. Cammy stops to throw corn on the ground. William sees tracks between some barberry bushes. Who's been here? Let's see, who is it? A ruffed grouse. So it's a kind of a bird, isn't it? So this animal, this ruffed grouse, knows how to take care of itself in the winter. It is an animal that adapts. William and Cammy hike up a small hill. They hear a bird's song. Wait, wait, wait. The children reach a clearing in the woods. The bird is gone. Fuzzy red balls sprinkle the snow under a clump of sumac. Who's been here? A cardinal. So a cardinal is another animal that knows how to take care of itself in the winter. It is an animal that adapts. The trail winds along the frozen pond, the trail winds along the frozen pond. William and his sister look up into the branches of an old oak tree. They see a leafy nest. Who's been here? A family of gray squirrels. So we know then that gray squirrels know how to take care of themselves in the winter. They are an animal that adapts. The children pass a hemlock tree. Freshly cut and gnawed branches lie at the bottom of the tree, but there are no footprints. Who's been here? A porcupine. So we know a porcupine is also an animal that knows how to take care of itself in the winter. It is an animal that adapts. Let's put the rest of the corn under that white pine tree, Cammy says. They spread the corn and find a pellet of feathers and bones at the base of the tree. Who's been here? So this is it says it's a pellet. It's actually some kind of it's an animal's poop. All right, so it has bones and feathers in it. Let's see what this animal is. A great horned owl. So we know that a great horned owl can take care of itself in the winter. It knows how to adapt. William stops the toboggan. He sees a small hole in the snow. It is the entrance to a tunnel. Broken acorn shells surround the hole. Who's been here? A chipmunk. So a chipmunk is also an animal that knows how to take care of itself in the winter. It is an animal that adapts. William and Cammy follow the trail down to the brook. They see tracks going in and out of the water. William finds a fish head on the bank. Who's been here? A mink and a trout. So then I guess we know from this that the mink eat trout, right? And the mink and the trout are also animals that know how to take care of themselves in the winter, and so they know how to adapt. A clump of birch trees grows along the trail. A patch of bark has been rubbed off one of the trees. Who's been here? A buck. So a buck is a male deer, a boy deer. All right. So let's see, the deer was rubbing its antlers on there. So we know that a deer is an animal that knows how to take care of itself in the winter. It can adapt. The trail passes through a gate in a stone wall and ends in an open field at the top of the hill. We're here, William says, and it's a long way down. Cammie finds a toboggan with a thermos of hot chocolate, 3 cups, and some donuts. I wonder who's been here, she asks. But William knows. Who do you think brought the toboggan with the hot chocolate on it? Probably wasn't a squirrel or a mink, right? Or a ruffed grouse or a cardinal. Who was it? All right, so at the end we had a person, right, who brought the toboggan with the hot chocolate on it. And so we know that people are also adapters, right? We know how to take care of ourselves in the winter too. Okay, so, but actually there are some people who do migrate, right? We know about some people who migrate. They like to go down to the south in the winter. All right, so some of the things I have for you in your packet. We have a little packet of, it has some, let's see here. We have some animal cards, all right, some pictures of some animals. And we have some pictures of their footprints that they might make, either in the snow or the dirt, okay? Now, a simple thing you can do with this is just to match them up with what footprint you think each animal has. But I also have this paper with it. It says ideas for use, all right? So it gives you several different ideas. A memory game, which is going to be a little hard with these unless you put something else on the back of it because you can see through them, but a scavenger hunt, or you can make a nature ID guide out of it. So this can help you to, if you go on a little walk and find animal footprints, these can help you to figure out what kind of animal made the footprints. All right. Now this one is going to be a Cheerio bird feeder, and I forgot to bring Cheerios from my house today to show you, but basically, so you have a pipe cleaner in your packet. There are not Cheerios, but if you have some Cheerios at home or you have a kind of cereal that's similar to Cheerios, what you can do is have your mom or dad or you can bend the end of the pipe cleaner over, and that's going to keep the Cheerios from falling off the end. Then you're going to, on the other end, you're going to string your Cheerios on one at a time and fill up almost all of it. Fill it up to like right about there. Once you've filled up the pipe cleaner with Cheerios, bend it around and either have your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa help you to twist it, or you twist it yourself. Then you will have, once the Cheerios are on there, you will have a little Cheerio bird feeder that you can hang outside on a bush or a tree or wherever would work, all right, to help feed the birds and the squirrels, all right. Now, once this runs out of Cheerios, you can just take it down, open it back up, and put more on it. So it's pretty easy to do that with. All right. Now, this project takes a little bit of work, and if you need to have your mom or dad help you with some of the cutting for this, that is fine, because there's a little bit of cutting, and some of it is a little bit more difficult cutting. All right. So we have a picture that says, "Where do animals go in winter?" All right. There's a tree with a hole in it. There's a log. There's some water down here. There's some burrows in the ground. There's a cave. And then we have some animals. So we have, what do we have? A rabbit, a snake, a squirrel, a frog, a raccoon, a bear, and some, it looks like some geese right there, but some kind of bird. And we have some words that go along with it. So it says in a tree, down south, in a log, in a burrow, in a cave, and in the mud. All right, and I'm just going to do one of these as an example because I don't want to make you sit and watch. So I'm going to do a bear because we talked about that the other day. So I'm going to cut around the bear. Now, like I said, if you need to have mom or dad help you a little bit with this cutting, that is fine because this is a little bit more difficult cutting. But if you can do it yourself, then I would love it if you did that. So here's our bear. Now we remember from our bear craft the other day that bears sleep in caves in the winter, right? So we're going to put a little glue on the back of our bear. Our bear's a little big for this cave, but that's okay. And we're going to kind of stick our bear as much in the cave as we can. So there's our bear in the cave. All right. And then we're going to have our mom or dad help us find the words that say in a cave. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut all these on the little lines between the words. And that way they are ready to go. So that's what you'll want to do too. And I think you can do this cutting. You have to just be careful not to cut the words. Don't want to do that. Okay, so here are the words that say in a cave. So I'm going to put some glue on those. Oops, I got some glue on my paper. And I am going to stick the words by the bear. Okay, so the bear in the winter goes in a cave. All right, so you'll do that with the rest of the animals. If there are some that you don't know what they do in the winter, have your mom or dad help you to look it up online or look it up in a book, whatever is easier and whatever you have access to. All right, so that is what I have for you today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see some of you today at small group at 10:30. And don't forget about packet pickup tomorrow between 10 and noon. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye, everyone.